Hello everybody and welcome back to Conan Exiles, and as promised, today I'm going to show you how we can make our already strong followers, or Thralls as they're called in the game, even stronger still, because yes, we can make them stronger by giving them the more defense with their heavy armor and a boost to their strength or agility, whatever they're using. But as I said in my best armor guide, we can make them stronger still with 2/3 other ways. There's one thing we can do with our attributes that can help, which is fairly simple to do, and we can also buff them even further with some food buffs and some potions to make them even stronger still. And if you think they're already strong now, then obviously when you've done these buffs on them, and if you keep these on them, they'll be even stronger still. It's just ridiculous, and it's so easy to do. All you're going to need is a few different materials and bits and pieces to put these things together, so it's not going to take you a huge amount of work to get it prepared for them, but you'll see a real difference if you use these little buff tricks on your followers when you take them out fighting. As you can see, like last time, the young lady over my right shoulder is wearing the setup that we spoke about in the previous video, and the young lady over my left shoulder is wearing pretty much the same setup. Only difference is the bottoms are a different piece this time, because if you do a little bit more research into it, did actually discover once crafting these, if you again craft the champion's leggings with the shield right armor, so that you get the best armor value out of it and you get the higher damage value for the strength weapon bonus, the armor value of the champion's leggings, once you've added the bulked plating to it, actually comes out higher on the champion's leggings than the perfected heavy, believe it or not, which I was quite surprised about. And obviously I did show in that video how to get the champion's armor, so if you don't know how to do that, go check that one out and you'll see in that video how to get it. I'll leave a link to that video in the description for you, along with a link to Discord as well. Not too sure on the boots as yet, so we're still sticking with the perfected heavy sabatons, because we've not really found any heavy boots that give a pure good high level strength weapon bonus. There are a few that do give a strength weapon bonus with high armor, but not really anything any better than what we've got at the moment. So if anybody does know of a pair of heavy boots that give a really good number on the strength weapon bonus and armor, do let us know in the comments down below. But yeah, let's get into it. Right, so if we just take a quick look here so you can actually see these two again, both the exact same setups, just the leg pieces that are different. What I'll do is I'll put some screenshots up on the video now which will show you the armor value that these armors come to, that you'll see a difference with. It'll show you the perfected heavy set, so the legs and the feet for that, what the armor value gives you for that, and also what actually using the champion's leggings actually gives you instead. And you'll notice how the armor value is much higher. As I say, both crafted with the shield right armor, and then they both have the bulked plating on them. And the young lady on the right of the screen is actually at level 20, so that's at level 20 with her perks that she got from hitting 20, which has given her the points and things into her various stats that you can see over on the left there. That is what she got, and she's now at 20. So any armor bonuses she got from that is obviously added in there as well, so you'll see that on the screenshot for her when that one comes up. The young lady on the left is not leveled yet, so she's still at level 0. So you can see her values at the bottom left there at the moment, what she has. And again, if I go to the other option, right hand side, you can see the current armor value of the perfected heavy legs and feet without bulk plating. So that's your standard version before you even start, and somebody at level 20. So now you've got the idea. And in the screenshots you'll also see Delencia, who you've seen before, that is at level 20, using the perfected heavy legs and feet for her setup. So you'll see her armor value with her perks at level 20 as she is. And then this other one that you see on the right here is the one in the screenshots that has the champions with the bulk plating and has the higher armor value. So I'll pop those on now so that you can see them. So there we go, as you can quite easily see there, the armour value on the champion's leggings is actually significantly higher, which means more damage mitigation for your followers. So actually, although the perfected is a great option to go with and you can work up to that, and by all means it works, but if you want the ultimate highest armour, then obviously it looks like the champions kind of outweighs that a little bit, but they are two viable options depending on what you want to use. It's entirely up to you at the end of the day, but that just shows you the numbers of what you can get. And of course you'll recognise Leah Neal on the right hand side of the screen there. She's been here before, as you've seen. She is wearing the same setup with the perfected heavy, so she still has decent armour and what have you. Stats again there, but she's still level 20. Just bought her in so you can see a comparison on another strength build again of what it looks like, and obviously different style as well, which we'll talk about in another video. So we can see what stats these two have got, and again if we look at this young lady, you can see already what she's getting a bonus of, and that was from her previous buffs that she had. She doesn't have any food on her at the moment, and you can already see at the bottom left of the screen there the plus to her strength weapon bonus that she's already getting. Top of that left side you can see there's no effect bonuses. So if I go into here and then we feed her a piece of that, which is cooked pork rinds that you make on your campfire, you'll see she'll eat that automatically. If I go into her stat sheet, you can now see the percentage bonus that she's getting there from that. So that's a great little hidden strength bonus, so she's already got that extra, which has bumped her up even more. We can give her a piece of salted pork, which you have to feed them yourself, so you'll have to put it in your inventory and then make them eat it. So again, look at her stat sheet, she's then got yet another buff on top of that, so again pushing her strength damage bonus up even more. And then one final trick we can do is a Grey Lotus potion. Again, get her to drink one of those. Now I think you will agree, if you look at that strength weapon bonus down at the bottom left there, that is pretty significant. And yes, as you can tell by the name, this is Dylan Snow Hunter. This will work on a Sumerian Berserker as well. It'll work on Leon, who's another named fighter that is strength based, although a different tribe. He still works off strength as well, and it'll work on Leah Neal, Amma the Seductress, anybody that is a strength based follower. These are the buffs you want to give them. Agility is a little bit different, but we're not going to go into that in this video. But that's the 3 buffs that she gets from food and a potion. At the end of this video I'll show you what you need to do to get all of those. But there's one more tiny little thing we can do that those who have watched my channel before will know all about this. And then it's a little thing you can do, that if I go to my attributes, as you can see here, I have 20 points in authority, and for the very end perk it has well trained selected. Now when you're leveling up your points, you can choose from these options at the end. You can choose War Party or well trained. War Party does, as you expect, as it says, gives you the option to have 2 thralls or followers following you. Now that can be 2 human followers or 2 animal followers, or it can be an animal follower and a human follower plus your mount. It doesn't count your mount as an extra. Your horse is still your horse, or your camel or your rhino, they are still your mount if you can ride them. This just means the literal followers that follow you, and they don't gain any attribute bonuses. However, if you use well trained, as you can see here, and that tells you on the perk there what it gives them. If I now show you her numbers again, so you can see her stats there. If I now ask her to follow me, and then we look at her stat sheet again, take a look at her damage number at the bottom there, bottom left once again, the strength weapon bonus. Plus also, if I go to her stat sheet, you will notice, oops, not wrong button, that one. Again, where all her stats and bonuses are below the buffs and bonuses at the top, you can see on top of the bonuses she got from being at level 20, She's also now getting a plus 20 points in all stats from following me with the well trained perk, so that's putting her health up. Yes, it's putting her agility up, but that doesn't matter. It's boosting her strength, which is really important. It's boosted the vitality, and it's boosted her armor, which is a big help as well again. So she's got more armor mitigation, more strength. And again, if I show you the bottom right there below the character, you can see the armor value that she has. So she's going to be able to take a lot more hits from things before she actually takes any real damage. Plus she can dish out a heck of a lot of damage. And for those who know Delancey Snow Hunter, you know she hits like an absolute truck anyway. That's why she's one of the big fan favourites. So again, if I just ask her to stop following, all of her buffs that we gave her with the potions and the food will keep going. But as you can see now, she doesn't have the plus 20 and everything. So she would still hit pretty hard and still have really good defense, even if I took these two out together in War Party. But she wouldn't be just quite as hard hitting. So if you want the ultimate hard hitter, then well trained is the way to go. But if you want two really good hard hitters still, then obviously War Party still works perfectly fine. But that is the couple of ways that we can make our already strong friends even stronger. So as we've said, you can give them a potion to buff their strength. You've got the Grey Lotus or the Black Lotus that are your two strength buffing potions. If you've completed your sorcery, you can use something called the Elixir of Might, which again is another strength booster. And they are all made on your alchemist bench, which I'll show you very shortly. And then your food, so your cooked pork rinds are made on your campfire, as I say. Your salted pork is cooked on your stove. Again, I'll show you that in just a moment. And obviously, really easy to get. If you look at your recipes for your salted pork, it's literally raw pork and salt. Raw pork you get from killing pigs. Pigs are all up and around in the Highlands in different areas. There's some down here near to Chaos Mouth. You've got some further up. They're all over in the Highlands. If you kill a load of pigs, you'll get a load of raw pork from them. Salt is got from grinding stone in your grinder. So if you grind down stone in your grinder, you'll get salt. Or if you happen to pick some up when you're out in the back of the world, keep hold of it. And then you can make your salted pork on there. Really, really easy. And your potions are made on your alchemist bench, which again, I'll show you those at the end of the video just so you know what you're doing. But it's dead simple. And there's one other thing you can do as a person as well as a player. You can make yourself this particular food item again on your stove, and as you can see, if I eat that, that's giving me a buff. But if I come out of admin mode a minute, so you can see there, gives me the sated buff, but that's also giving me more follower damage. So that means I'm also again giving my friend even more of a boost to her damage for her strength, so that helps her out as well. Turn the bat around so she's not facing the window because she'll only sulk if I don't. There we go. But yeah, that's another way you can do it as well. Obviously these items are all going to take ingredients to make, so you will have to look at your recipes and learn your recipes from out and about in the world, which are fairly easy to get hold of. If you look them up on the wiki or on good old Google, that'll show you places where to go to find them, to get them, which some of them you do need recipes for, some you don't. But yeah, that is how we make our already strong friends even stronger still. So as I say, here we are just inside a minute. So if you've got the stove, whether it's the improved stove as this is or just the standard stove, once you've learned your recipe for your salted pork, as you'll see it's right here on the stove, and you just need raw pork and salt. Again, raw pork is got from boars or pigs as they are out in the world, and then salt is from your stone that you ground up in your grinder. So you just need to add raw pork and salt to your stove, and then a fuel of some sort, wait for it to cook up. That's how you get your salted pork. And then your cooked pork rinds is just raw pork on your campfire with a fuel of some sort. Nice and simple. So that is how you get that one. Okay, then for your potions, as you can see here, pretty much the same with the Black Lotus potion. A little bit more advanced with the elixirs. You need a few more ingredients for those because it's done through sorcery, but for the standard ones that are pretty much still just as good, For anybody throughout the game, the Black Lotus or the Grey Lotus. Yeah, try saying that one fast 10 times. Dead simple to do. Water-filled glass flask, and then either Grey Lotus powder or Black Lotus powder, depending on which one you're making. Again, your Lotus powder you get from your grinder by putting either Grey or Black Lotus flowers in, and that'll grind that into the powder for you. And then alchemical base, which you make on your fireball cauldron. That's the one. Make that on your fireball cauldron. Again, that shows you the ingredients. You should already know by now how to make that. But again, nice and simple to do. So you make those potions on here, and they don't expire, so you can keep them for a long time, and even make up a load and put them in a box if you need to do for storage. But yeah, that's how you get your potions. And also the buff food that I used, you make that on your improved stove as well. So that's how you get your food and potion buffs to make your strong friends even stronger. Okay, so very quickly, just for those who may not know, I realise a lot of players may know, as I've been saying, but to those who don't know, especially for brand new players, you'll need to come here to the summoning place for Specialist Cooking 1, which is the one that will teach you the salted pork recipe. You will have to fight these guys, but obviously I'm in admin mode for this, so they're not attacking me. But where you need to come to is just here. So you're just kind of south of the sinkhole, and you come up north if you come off New River. So we're just here, outside the summoning place. Just ignore those wheels over there. But this is where we are, and what you want to do is make your way inside. Like I say, you'll have to fight your way in, but you want to come up these stairs here. There is a book you can learn there for an emote on your way in. You'll have to fight through all of these guys. At this section you want to take a left up these stairs. Again, you're going to have somebody there to fight. You're going to have a person there to fight. You want to go up these stairs here. Again, more people to fight. You're going to have a sorcerer and a jailer to deal with, because you may get somebody in this cage if you're lucky. It could be a barkeep. Typically it's empty a lot of the time, but that is one place. This is your jailer. The fighter that will be over here will highly likely be a cannibal brute, and they hit quite hard, so be very careful. But after you've taken care of them, the recipe you're looking for, if you come in front of this tent, I suppose you would call it, TP, tent, whatever you want to call it, where you've got the sleeping bag on the floor. See this book here? Interact with this. It already says I possess this knowledge, but this is Specialist Cooking 1, and if you learn this book, one of the recipes it'll teach you is Specialist Cooking 1, as I say, which is your recipe that you'll need to make your salted pork. Another quick bonus tip while I'm in here of something you could do while you're in here, or if you're down this way. It doesn't matter what alchemist you have on your alchemist bench, but if you can get a hold of a witch doctor early game, they are a named version of an alchemist. They can give you some extra recipes as well on your alchemist bench, so it's worth coming for a look. So you'd need to come with a good truncheon and a bindings, or a good friend to come and help you knock everything out in here rather than killing it. And it'll be this spawn here, and it'll either be a priest, which, let me just put my nameplates back on again a second so we can see. Now this is a Yogg High Priest this time, but in this spot here it can be a male or a female witch doctor, and if you knock them out, they're like the Defari equivalent of a tier 4 alchemist. So you can get them from here if you're pretty early game, or if you hunt around Sepa Maru, you have a chance of getting a tier 4 named alchemist from there, who's called Iblis of Zingara, I believe her name is pronounced. But there's lots of others you can get as well, but they're two really good ones you can get hold of. But this is just an extra spot in the summoning place early game if you want to get hold of an alchemist. If you're looking for a sorcerer, there's plenty in here as well. There's your second one. There's a third one up the top there with that cannibal brute. Plus you've got, there you go, barkeep in the cage, and I can tell it's a barkeep because she's talking to me. And there's another jailer knocking around as well that you can kill. That'll give you a key for that cage. But that is where you get your Specialist Cooking 1 recipe from, which is to give you the recipe for salted pork, which is great for buffing your friends. Sorry guys, I've just put you back again very quickly. I was just going to show you a couple of spots in Sepa Maru where you've got a very high chance of getting Iblis of Zingara from, who I just mentioned, and you'd swear I was either using mods or it's just YouTuber luck, but yeah, I'm at one of the locations that is a guaranteed alchemist spawn that you can just see here at the bottom of the steps. I'll show you in a minute where we are, and lo and behold, look who stood here. It's as if I planned it. Not. But yes, this is one of the types of Iblis of Zingara you can get. She does come in all the different appearances, shall we say, for the females, but this is one spot and this is always a guaranteed alchemist. Beauty of this is as well, if you try and knock her out with a truncheon, yes, she will aggro and fight you, but if you fight her down here, those guys across there won't come and get involved, and hopefully nobody else up here should get involved. If you don't come up here, they won't come and get involved. They're probably too far away as well, so long as you stay down here. They may do, but typically they won't. But if you've got the purple lotus orbs, which hopefully by now, if you've done your Thrall Taker journey and got yourself the purple lotus orbs, that again you craft on your alchemist bench, you can throw, I think it's 3 to 4 it might take, possibly 3, chuck one of those down, wait for the gas to knock her out, and then put her on your bindings, take her off to your base. But yeah, that's one spot you can get her, and I was going to say if she wasn't here, it can be a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, but that's a guaranteed alchemist. Another spot in Sepa Maru is if you go up here, there are a lot of spawns where there are multiple people that can spawn at certain locations, but anything like this that you see, where you see a fireball cauldron around Sepa Maru, and there are a few different locations, all 3 of these are alchemists, and again, this could be her as well if she's at one of these spots, or she can be where we've just seen her. And there are a couple of other locations over the other far side as well, where there are fireball cauldrons where she can be. But again, this is a purple lotus orb spot that you want to use. You don't want to be knocking people out here, because these guys will all fight you. They'll all come and join in. Those two will join in. A wanderer will join in if they're around there. Possibly other people. That one will definitely come and join in. And it can get very messy very quickly. So use your orbs if you're around here. And, oh, quick plug for an upcoming video there. If you want to know the best way for that, for capturing friends, keep an eye out for the next upcoming video. Might just have one for you on the best way for knocking out NPCs. Quick plug there we go. But yeah, that's where you can get Iblis of Zingara from, for your alchemy. Alright then guys, and just before we leave you for this one, you can just see it over the brow of the hill there. That is the Black Rhino, which is just outside Sepa Maru for anybody that's interested. And I just thought we'd show you just how capable this build is, not just by the perks that she's got, but by the gear she's wearing. Thought we'd go take on this boss and show you just how good she is. So here we go. And if I run up here, send Delincia in. So again, she's got all of those buffs on still, and she's also using the momentum, which is probably the best mace in the game, and it's also got the master weapon fitting.
You picked the wrong fight. Taste death.
And as you can see, absolutely no problem at all. She handled him no problem at all. Now, she did lose a little bit of health there. That's because, yeah, I forgot to give her some healing food. But that just shows you, even against something like the 3-skull Black Rhino, without any healing, she took a tiny bit of damage, but that was minuscule. If I'd given her some healing food, she'd have took even less than that. But she took that down in seconds. I think, wow, is the only answer you can say to that. So there we are guys, there we have it. Nice and simple. Like I say, doesn't matter who your friends are, whether they're Berserkers, whether it's Delincia, whether it's Leonil, whoever your favourite is, if they're a strength build, set them up in this gear, whether you want to use the perfected heavy, whether you want to get the ultimate out of them, use the champion's leggings. I know I did say the perfected heavy at first, but having looked at this a bit more and done some more crafting, yeah, the champions kind of outweighs it a little bit. As you can see, the numbers don't lie. And you can see the third one along there is of course Delincia again, but in a, shall we say, glammed up outfit rather than the mixed up versions that you can see on number 1 and number 2. just to give you an idea of how you can jazz your outfit up to make your followers look a bit nicer if you don't want them looking that way. But again, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you found this one interesting. Hope you found it useful. If you did, do me a massive favour. Leave a like on it. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Lots more to come in the future. Lots of new games coming as well. Not too far away from Dune Awakening on console now. So if you're interested in seeing that one, do subscribe to the channel. Leave your notifications on. Join the Discord. Link should be down below. And until the next one, guys, take it easy. Bye bye for now.